Hi everybody, my name is Jim with FullMoonAdventureClub, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 different ways that I find free RV campsites. With all the coronavirus stuff, I know they closed down a lot of campgrounds, and so that might displace some of you, and if you need to find places to boondock, camp for free, maybe some of these will help you out. I really hope they do. These are the 5 that I use the most often when I'm out RVing a lot and I'm looking for free spots. So first on this list is going to be freecampsites.net. A lot of you will probably know a lot of these, but for those of you that don't, I hope it helps you out. Now, freecampsites.net is a great one. We use that all the time, and you can leave reviews, and it has a lot of free spots. But I did find that when we were in the area and we'd find one, it'd miss a lot of national forest areas and campsites that were in there. But it's a great place to start looking. And people can leave reviews and feedback and videos and pictures, and it's totally free, so that's a really good one. We use that one all the time. Number 2, Campendium is also very similar to freecampsites.net. Same kind of thing. You can kind of go there, check it out. People leave reviews, and between these two, sometimes they'll have campsites that the other one didn't mention in any given area. So Campendium is also a really good resource. Same thing, you can leave pictures, reviews, videos, and it'll give you directions. So it's also a great site to use as well. Now, The Dirt is also a free camping app that you can use. And again, it's going to have stuff that the other two missed. And one great thing about The Dirt is you can get the pro version, so you can download it, so you don't necessarily need to be connected to internet or Wi-Fi or have cell phone service in order to use it, which is always really beneficial because usually by the time you get out of these places, you've lost service and then you're kind of lost. So that's a good option for them to have, and it's going to have basically the same functionality as the other sites do. They have reviews, photos, videos, and directions. Now, there's also one that I've never used before, but I hear really good things, and that's called All Stays Camp and RV. I believe it costs around $9.99, so about $10 to download, but it is downloaded onto your phone. So again, even without cell phone service, you'll be able to use it. And it has dump stations and truck stops, paid spots, free spots, along with reviews. It can tell you where dump stations are, that kind of thing. And so I hear really good things about it. Although I've never used it, it might be something that you want to check out. Now, National Forest is my main go-to for finding free campsites, that and BLM. But BLM is a little more sparse depending on where you are. It can be a little more rare. But there's National Forest everywhere. And so that's almost always where I go to. Now, you can call the National Forest Ranger Station near the area that you're in, and sometimes they can be helpful in pointing in the right direction of dispersed camping areas. There's also BLM, and you can go to a BLM ranger station, and sometimes they'll help you out. But I've also found that a lot of times they're reluctant to help out RVers because sometimes people are disrespectful out there, they abuse it, and so they're not as inclined to help you out with free campsites, and I've had to drag the information out of them, assuring them that I wasn't going to dump my black tank in the middle of nowhere and things of that nature. And then they would give up some locations that they knew about. So it's usually best just to do the research on your own, I would say. Get some BLM maps or look around and kind of just do your research that way online. Now, with the National Forest, there's also a really cool interactive map that they just came up with. And basically just go on Google and search National Forest Interactive Map. That's going to come up, and it's got a ton of sites. You just zoom in, and it's got all these campsites all over the place. A lot of them are campgrounds. But if you find a campground, I almost guarantee you there's going to be a forest road all in that area that's going to have free camping. Now, this is the #1 method that I use to find free camping. And it's just Google Maps with a satellite view, you guys. So use any resource that you want to go ahead and find a national forest area that's near you. And then start zooming in and look for national forest roads. They're usually going to be labeled NF- and a number. So National Forest Road 235 or whatever. start checking out those roads and switch to your satellite view and follow that road up, kind of zoomed in, and look for clearings, look for openings on that road that look like people have been camping there. For example, right here on the phone, my phone, you can see that I'm going up the road, I'm looking around on the satellite view. I used a couple of little campgrounds that they had listed to find that area, and then you look around a little closer and you go down this road, and then all of a sudden you look off to the left and you see a little clearing with a road. Look for fire rings. Maybe even the Google satellite image captured an RV sitting there or some tents set up. But usually you can see the rock ring if there's a clearing big enough. And if you can find one, I almost guarantee there's going to be others. And so that's really what I do most of the time. So you can look around, you see all these different campsites, you see little fire rings, you know that area is going to be accessible and free camping because you're allowed to camp for free in National Forest if it's open, period. Almost all the time. And so once you find that area, you can drop a pin on Google. It'll give you directions. And right next to directions, you can see a little option called steps. And that will give you turn-by-turn directions on how to get there. And you can screenshot that on your phone or write it down. And that way, if you do lose service on the way, you're still going to have a general idea of where you're going to be going. I also recommend that you have an alternative area. So maybe that road was closed, or maybe it's inaccessible because of a tree, or they closed it, or any number of things, or all the campsites are full. Have a backup before you get out there out of service. Is a great thing to do. And that's really going to get you into a lot of areas. Be careful, because if you're in a really mountainy area, some of these forest roads don't show terrain, altitude climb. So the road might be a little crazy for an RV, say if it's really steep or it's really windy. You want to do a little bit of research. I would also type in that forest road and just Google search dispersed camping forest road NF 235 or Pump House Road or whatever they're calling it. A lot of times somebody's going to have mentioned that or done a review on it or a little blog, or it's even on the National Forest website. And it'll tell you accessibility and what kind of cars get in there. And sometimes you just have to check it out. We've just gone for it a lot of times, and we have gone through some pretty wild roads, and then other times it was totally fine and completely RV accessible. And so you just have to be a little careful about that. Use your head before going in. If it's a little tiny one-lane road and it looks like it's going straight up a mountain, you might want to think twice, or take off your tow vehicle or a scouting vehicle if you can, and check it out a little bit more so you don't get your RV all wedged up in there and stuck. But that is the number one resource for me, is just doing some research and using Google and Google Earth or satellite to really check out the road, look for fire rings, look for clearings, and then go check it out. So I just wanted to share all those different methods with you. I know I didn't cover them all really in depth, but if you do, you can use all of those or a combination of those to kind of get an idea of where you want to go. And maybe that'll help you out now that a lot of RV campgrounds are just closed because of the coronavirus. And so I hope you're all staying safe out there, and maybe some of these resources you were unaware of, and they will help you to find some free camping until all of this hopefully clears up and returns to some kind of sense of normalcy. So stay safe out there. I hope this helped you out. If it did, please like, share, subscribe. My name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and until the next video, thank you so much for watching, and happy camping.